So, we talked about Bitcoin a couple of weeks ago. I'm going to talk about Bitcoin again in this next segment. So we all know what happened to Bitcoin, right? It's become an inflation hedge. It's become a digital gold that people call it. It's a digital asset, obviously. And I said it a couple of weeks, I don't know, on a video that everybody should put 10%, at least 10% of their wealth into Bitcoin, right? And keep something called dollar cost averaging, DCA. You just keep adding 10%. If you make money, if you make 5,000 a month, put a few $100 a month every month, whatever the price is. It doesn't matter. This is not something you're going to trade. This is not something you're going to sell. This actually helps you with inflation, because you cannot make more Bitcoin, unlike the Federal Reserve keep printing or adding zeros to their ledger. You can't do that. So there's something that happens almost every 8 years with Bitcoin that's been happening for the last 16, 15 years. It's called halving, right? Halving with a half. So that means Bitcoin miners can only get half of what they used to get with the same mining capability that they have. Well, we're up to 19 million. Supposedly 5 million are lost in some wallets from the initial days. And then the max that this could be mined is 21 million. So that means we cannot make more of it. That means we cannot inflate it, right? And it's just becoming a scarce, actually, commodity almost, because now we have all the ETFs, BlackRock, is in it, Fidelity is in it. Everybody's creating these ETFs, and public is pouring money into these ETFs, exchange traded funds, to participate in Bitcoin. Now, there's 3 ways you can do this. You can buy the Bitcoin on an exchange like Coinbase or Robinhood yourself. Create a cold wallet if you're going to do that, and take it out. Don't leave it on the exchange. Number 1, that's what you can do. Number 2 is you can participate through these ETFs, exchange traded funds, very low cost, right? So you guys can Google Bitcoin ETF, and it'll give you what it is. And the third way is there are surrogates of Bitcoin, such as MicroStrategy that I talked about. So the headline of this is going to be, the halving has happened. A lot of people made guesses about, if it gets halved, then after a few months, it's going to go to 150,000. Look, I am sure it's going to keep going up, because it's a finite thing. It's not infinite amount of Bitcoins out there, okay? It hasn't been hacked, right? Proof of concept is there, right? And proof of contract is there. I mean, I believed it from the first day, because I think our currency is being deflated, made toilet paper out of it, right? So that's it, right? I mean, I talked about that. Your money is not worth anything anymore, because they keep printing more of it and then creating inflation, and it's eating. Literally, actually, if you have $100, $7 of that every single year is being set on fire. Okay, so in 12 years, that $100 is worthless. Think about it. Okay, so everybody should own some Bitcoin, and dollar cost average. If it's 60 this month, buy $100 worth of at 60,000. If it's 50 next month, buy $100 worth of 50,000. Don't worry about the price, just dollar cost average. Okay, that's my recommendation. So the halving happened, right? And then, there after the halving, supposedly a lot of pundits on YouTube said, "Oh, this is what's going to happen. It's going to go through the roof. This is what's going to." None of that happened. So basically, what Bitcoin is doing now is going sideways. So I'm going to share my Bitcoin screen, okay, with you guys, and I'm going to talk about it. And I'm going to talk about the man, the myth, the legend, Michael Saylor, and his company, MicroStrategy, which I did a video and said is MicroStrategy stock. MSTR is the symbol. Is it a surrogate for trading Bitcoin or buying and holding Bitcoin? Yes, it's an expensive stock, but you can buy fractional shares of it. Okay. It's about 1,250 today, but I'm going to share it with you guys. What it is, what I'm watching, and here it is. Okay, so this is Bitcoin. Okay, you guys can you guys see this? You guys are seeing this? Yes,
Yep.
Chris. Okay, so this is Bitcoin going back 9 months. So this is 1 year. Okay, this is 1 year, right? I mean, on the right side, you guys have the scale, 30,000 to 70,000. It went right, and then the halving happened right about here. You guys see my cursor move. I have my usual 3 lines, right? The 20-day exponential moving average, which is the light green, 50-day exponential moving average, which is the red, and 200-day exponential moving average, which is the light blue. And then volume is on the bottom. So that's it. That's all you guys have to do. You guys don't need specific stuff for this. So now, what is Bitcoin has done, right? Over the last, let's say, since March, late March, it's been going sideways to down, right? We see this. So I'm going to try to draw a couple of lines so you guys can see. It's called trend lines. We're going back to our technical analysis, right? So there's one trend line. There's 2 tops that we can connect. Remember, when you're drawing a trend line, always, you have to have 2 points of contact, okay? So there is the upper trend line. And then I'm going to draw one more to show you guys what my expectation is, actually. And this is the lower trend line, okay? And right about there. It may not be totally accurate, but it's accurate enough for live session, actually. And so here we go. So what is yeah, for fuck's sake. Okay, hold on 1 second. Let's do it one more time. And here's the lower trend line. Okay. If you guys got your technical trading books, you guys have seen this pattern already. What is this pattern called, everyone? It's called what? It's called the consolidation pattern, right? So there's the flagpole that we talked about that went from about 40,000 to 73,000. Now it's consolidating. And when it went up on high volume, like here, and then now it's consolidating on low volume. So how do I connect all this? MicroStrategy and Michael Saylor is a huge believer. He's basically mortgaging his company to buy Bitcoin. MicroStrategy is the largest holder of Bitcoin on the planet as a corporate entity. Although these ETFs now are catching up, right? A lot of public is pouring money into it. They have to go buy Bitcoin in the physical world, right? So MicroStrategy is a perfect surrogate, and it's also an IT company. So they do other things. They have other revenue sources, right? But Michael Saylor is such a believer in this that he issued convertible bonds with less than 1% interest rate. Exercise price is going to be 1,800 one piece and 2,400 on the other one on the stock. And it was oversold. So a lot of believers do believe in Michael Saylor. Now, is Michael Saylor a gambler, right? Or a genius? Is he mortgaging his company? You know, is going to go to zero because it literally moves dollar for dollar with Bitcoin, right? If Bitcoin is going to go, which I'm going to tell you guys what I think is going to happen, if Bitcoin is going to go 150,000, MicroStrategy is going to be like a $3,500 stock. It stands at 1,200 today. The reason for that is MicroStrategy has 15 million shares outstanding. And as of today's price, the company is worth about $18 billion market cap, which out of 18 billion, close to 14 to 15 billion is in Bitcoin, right? So there is about a 3 billion premium, but there's a company, it's an IT company. They're also, existing, breathing, living entity. So, but if Bitcoin goes to 40,000, obviously MicroStrategy stock is going to go down to probably 700-800, right? So my opinion, I think Michael Saylor is a genius. He's not a gambler. I think Bitcoin, after this consolidation phase is over, which I'm pretty sure it's going to come to an end probably in another couple of weeks, if not sooner, it's going to take another leg up. And the measurement on that leg is going to be 110,000 from what I can see. Once this consolidation pattern or phase ends, the next leg will come and then it will consolidate again. So I am a buyer of MicroStrategy, which I will show you guys the chart of in a minute when we're talking about, the meme stocks and all that good stuff. You guys can see the screen now, right, Chris?
Yep.
Okay, so here's MicroStrategy. Here's the daily MicroStrategy. So you guys looked at the bit.
I still see Bitcoin.
So what?
You gotta redo your screen.
Oh, I gotta redo my screen. Oh, I'm not sharing it. I'm sorry, people. Hold on. Houston, we have a problem. Hold on. Okay. Let's do this one more time. And here it is. Okay, now you guys can see it?
Nope.
No?
No.
Well, I gotta share it.
Share.
Okay, tell me to share it, bro.
Why you need
Yeah,
two
I need to get
screens
my
so that
second
you
screen,
can see.
people. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. It's coming. Okay, here now you
Put
guys
this up
will.
for now.
All right, here we go. Now you guys will see it. Here's micro. Okay, sorry. Okay, here it is. You see it now? Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. So here's MicroStrategy, and you guys looked at the Bitcoin chart. Doesn't it look very similar to it, right? It took a huge leg up. Now it's consolidating. Remember, there's another pattern that's being built here. We talked about this. An inverted head and shoulders. Here's my cursor. I'm moving it. There's the head. There's the left shoulder. And now it's working on the right shoulder, right? So if Bitcoin goes to 110,000, which I think it will over by the end of the year, if not sooner, this stock is going to be 3,000. Now, how do we participate in this? We can buy fractional shares of the stock, right? We can buy options on the stock. I am personally buying August 3,000 options. Okay. Now, you know, they're very, very expensive. It may not be your cup of tea, but I would highly recommend that you buy the stock because it's a turbocharged version of Bitcoin. And I believe Michael Saylor is a genius. He's not a gambler. I think he's, a lot of companies, okay, have this cash hoard they don't know what to do with, right? I think even if the hint of it comes out that companies that are cash rich, such as Google's, Apple's, Metas, and Nvidia's, and all these companies who are throwing cash because they're making so much money, even if they put 10% of their worth into or cash hoard into Bitcoin will go crazy because again, there's a finite amount of it. So follow the leader, Michael Saylor. I'm a huge believer in it. I think he's a mad genius. He's like an Elon Musk type, actually. So I'm a buyer of MicroStrategy, and I don't know what else to say other than that's what I'm doing. Again, it's not trading advice, investment advice. It is what I'm doing. Okay.